Hi guys, this is Wenzes. Welcome back to my channel where we talk about personal development. Today I want to talk to you about feeling that something is missing in your life. There's this whole dimension of you that you just can't make people understand. And one of the main reasons is because we really try people to understand it through our TI. Especially as INFJs, we tend to go into this NITI loop, meaning we have those great ideas, we try to conceptualize them and try people to understand them. Since this is not working so easily, we try the second best thing, which is to understand another person and then kind of become that version that mirrors exactly what the other one is looking for. That's our way of trying to get to a point where people understand where we're coming from, because we want them to understand the mechanics behind it, how our NI is actually set up, how we see the world, and how all of this makes sense. But this just doesn't work. If you have the TI-FE combination, it means that your thinking is very subjective. So the way you think is very, very unique to you, and it's not in a way that can be conveyed to people that easily. If you were an INTJ and you were working with TE, it would be a different thing. And then you wouldn't do it through a TI point of view. You would actually do it through showing people, okay, those are actually goals that everybody wants to achieve. And I'm achieving that. And by that, you see who I am, what I'm about, and so on. You have, of course, the FI values as well, but this is like the other Rome. With us, we have like these ideas that make sense to us. We have built a concept in our head that only we will really understand. But the one language that people understand is FE. This is the way you can make people understand who you are, because this is a common ground. This is not just you. So if you're able to express yourself in an FE manner, people will understand what you're about, and you will finally have the feeling that you're growing, that there's more you're expressing of yourself, that there's actually more of you growing, that people see what you're about, you get more energy throughout that. There's this upward spiral that you can tap into once you start really expressing yourself. So trust me, if you're in a position right now and you think of yourself, something is missing in my life, I want there to be more. Don't try to figure out a way how you can conceptualize it and then maybe make people understand it. Like the way we talk now, yes, that is in a kind of TI matter, but this is for us. This is something how we can actually understand each other. But the way I was able to really raise my frequency is not so much through this channel, but it's through all my interactions with people, how people view me, how I set my boundaries, what I say is good for me and what not. And it only started once I started expressing myself. You have to understand, every time you express yourself, everything of your NI world is being transferred outside as well. And FE is not just a matter of, I'm being kind towards others, or I'm being mean towards others, or whatever it is. Like, it seems to be this superficial, FE is just harmony between people. And that is not the case. FE is just external emotional atmosphere. So for example, the way you see my apartment right now, right? There is a calmness to it. There is a calmness to the way I present myself. There is an energy that comes across when I talk. That is very specific to me and what I believe in. And that's exactly how it works with you as well. It's like this with every person. But most people who don't have FE somewhere above in their stacks can do it as well as we can. This is our way of communicating to the world who we are. So don't try to be that person who's all analytical and has like everything figured out, because this is your magic weapon. I'm not saying that your ideas are not valid and that they don't make sense. Like, I love my ideas and I love how great this is. I love everything that I come up with in my mind, but I know if I want people to understand that I have grown, I can't just tell them, oh, this is my concept, this is how it works. I just put one and one together and like, here you go, we have two. That's not how it works. But what works is if people see, you've grown so much. Like, I can't believe the energy you put out now and the energy you put out like half a year ago. Like, I don't even want to talk about 1 year ago. I cringe sometimes when I look at all videos. And of course, like, my style has gotten better, and it's just a way of, being willing to suck in the beginning, to be ridiculed in the beginning, to kind of like realize, well, I'm gonna dare to express myself and know it's not going to be perfect and people are not gonna really see what I'm trying to say. See, this is art in a way, right? Everything that you express, it's the kind of life you choose, it's the kind of people you choose, it's the kind of environment you choose, it's the kind of clothes you choose, it's the kind of language you choose to speak, and all of that is external feeling, because you do it through an emotional state. You make people aware of who you are through that expression. And so if you want to grow and if you want people to see you for who you really are, and that actually makes our life so like exciting that we know, okay, this is who I am, and actually people see me for who I want to be seen. And we have to be so sure that we just talk in a language that people actually have a chance of understanding. And if you're trying to make them understand this through this TI world of yours, you're just not going to get very far. That's just not what we're about. That's not our external language, and it's not something that people will understand that easily. But if you do it through this emotional state of just, expressing yourself in all of these different ways, so do you decide, what kind of people do I want to hang out with? What kind of hobbies do I want to take on? What do I actually want to magnify in my life? You know what I mean? Like, you can decide what kind of areas that you either have in your life already but are very small, you can really put your energy on and really make that big. So for example, if you're into fashion or you're into music, make that part bigger in your life. Make that a priority. Spend more time on that. Like, really magnify it, because right now you're not getting so much back from it. You think like, oh, I kind of like it, but it's like such a small part of my world, and 90% of my world is full of stuff where I don't express myself, where actually like I kind of try to avoid expressing my true self because it doesn't go hand in hand with the world I live in. So my last job, for example, I could not completely express myself in the way I can now. For me, it was such an important step to be at that job because it helped me to learn so much about self-discipline and to see how far I can push me really expressing myself and being aware that there is a payoff, as in when I express myself, you can't really blend in. You create a new world. You really break the pattern. You become like this new version of a world that people have to understand, It really is a shift from being invisible to being visible through expressing yourself. So this expression is really one of the main things that will get you moving forward. And I tell this over and over again, that when you climb like this mountain, the higher you get, the better view you're gonna have. And when you have a better view, the more you can decide, okay, what kind of direction am I going to go now? So if traveling has been like your thing, and this is the way you express yourself, right? This is the way you choose to live your life. And you talk about it, you exude it, that you are like this fun-loving person who wants to go on adventures, because there's such energy you get from that. And you keep on doing this. And while being there, you realize how much you actually love meditating, or how much you love peace, or how much you love music, and how much you like the adventure of it. And once you realize that, because you went up the mountain of self-expression, then you say like, what can I do that will add this feeling to my life? And it's not something specific, right? It doesn't have to be, oh, I have to become a singer in that band and then I'm going to be happy and I'm gonna reach the next goal. It's more like, what kind of feeling am I evoking in myself when I think of myself as a singer in this band? And this kind of feeling, this is what we need to magnify. And it doesn't have to come out by you being a singer in that band. It's more about, okay, what is it that makes me feel like this? Is it that I like that people see me for being artistic and bringing joy to the world? How can I do that? What is the next step I can do that with? And you keep expressing yourself. And so your NI, your real truth will come out through FE, through external expression in a way that other people can understand. And you don't even have to worry about, oh, is that really FE, or is this more like NE, or is this I don't know what it is. Every expression of yourself, is an FE kind of thing. So when you see me talking right now, it's me expressing myself. And it's not just my voice. It's everything I choose about this. It's the title I choose on this video. It's the niche I choose. It's the background. It's the language I choose. All of those things are all part of it. But we have to start expressing ourselves and learn to get better at it. It is a skill. And for most of us, we have neglected this for the longest time because we've been all into this NITI loop, and it's gotten us nowhere to some point. We got all of these ideas, but actually in the end, we crash and burn and feel like, I'm not getting any more energy. I'm just in my little hermit hole and nothing gets done. So I hope you start expressing yourself. It's super important. And one way of expressing yourself is, for example, liking this video if you did. And make sure to subscribe, because I do a bunch of stuff like this in the future that I hope will help you. And if you're interested in coaching, like always, my friends, check out the link in the description. I wish you a great day, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye, guys.